Just point something out here. Another one of my many character flaws. I've noticed most of my life, I've hated having an appointment. I really don't care what the appointment's for. I hate having to be somewhere at a certain time. Not because I'm not punctual or lazy or something like that. It's just I've always had to worry about, I've had to manage people for a long time, and I've always had to worry about them being where they're supposed to be at what time they're supposed to be and all this kind of thing. And then to have to do that, not necessarily for myself, but someone takes me away from what I'm doing. It's always, an appointment is an intrusion, even though I'm the one who had to make the appointment. But I notice as I get older, I just can't stand an appointment. I don't care if it's the dentist or a foot massage. It's all the same. I have to break out of my routine. I have a very routine set life and have to go do something else. It shocks the system. But I've noticed, and that's just life. I've noticed as I get older, I get more anxiety over, more anxious over it. Not like I'm losing my mind or anything, but gosh, it's such a pain. And I'll let some things go. I'm just not, I'll do that in 6 months or whatever. I don't have to worry about that. If it's not pressing, sometimes I won't do it at all. And that's not necessarily good. But some things, sometimes you got to get someone from the outside to come into your life and do something, fix something, or deliver something, or whatever the case is. And I think most people remember back in the day, they'd say like, it's like waiting for the cable guy. You know, back in the day when you were getting cable done, they said, we'll be there on Tuesday sometime between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And sometimes they were. But I've noticed when I have to set up an appointment now, and I'm not picking on younger folks. I don't want to be in that, always picking on millennials or something. That's not what I'm doing. But people, I'm 57. If they're under 40, even if they own the company, if you set an appointment with these people, let's say it's off a month from now on the 1st, you better call a couple of days ahead because this is a pressing, because I'm anxious about this thing as I get closer to it. I'm wasting a lot of energy. Oh, I got that thing on the 1st. Gosh darn it. Got to be there at 9 o'clock, and I got to switch the other thing around and maybe have someone else come do my part, so I got to go do this thing. As you get closer, just assuming you made an appointment for something to be done on the 1st doesn't mean they're going to be there. Or sometimes they'll just flat forget, or they didn't write it down, or something more important came up. I had someone that I had a set appointment with months back, and I didn't want to seem like a nag. I knew I should have a week or 10 days prior. Hey, are we still on for this date? At least get some kind of confirmation. Oh yeah. Or at least remind them that, hey, you made an appointment with me for the 1st, 10 days away. And then maybe a day or two prior say, hey, no problem on this end. We'll see you at the such and such on that date at that time. Kind of remind them again. Because I've had more than one instance in the past few years where these people just don't want to show up. And I'm talking about someone you might be paying $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for a service or project or something like that. That just, was that Tuesday? Was that tomorrow? Wow. More times than not. So it's and I said appointments just may be crazy. So now what I make it a rule to do is, let's say if I have an appointment 2 weeks out for some individual, let's say we're going to meet at this place and do this thing, I'll get to texting like 2 days like before, just to let you know, are we just an update or whatever, we're still on for such and such. Because if they're going to flake out, I want them to flake out before they flake me out. In other words, oh wait, something came out, my car's broke or whatever. Okay, we'll get back to me when that's running again or whatever the case is. They won't call you. And this is kind of typical in contractors. Like contractors are kind of flaky this way. But if they're making good money or I think things are okay, they just don't take it seriously, it seems. But if you said you were going to meet me on a certain day at a certain time, you better meet me there, or let me know ahead of time. As soon as you find out you aren't going to be there, you need to let me know. Time is money, especially when I'm 57. We ain't getting any more time. But I notice a lot of people younger than me, typical older people, like people my age, aren't going to do this. Unless they get sold where they're just forgetting, and then you just, assume the worst. But no respect for your time. I see a lot of that. And it's strange. I've had people where they had jobs that were going to pay them thousands of dollars that weren't, it wasn't like it was a job they didn't want to do. Like, they owned the company. This is what they do. And just flake out. And then you call them, oh, and they'll have a list of things that happened to them in the last 24 hours. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. And just flakes, a lot of flakes. And that just drives me up a wall. And so if you have, like I say, if you have an appointment or something to be done where you have to set an appointment, and now you have to, you got to be on these people. And sometimes it's better to find out the flaky part first. That way you realize when they provide the product or the service that they may have to service down the road, this guy ain't worth this. This guy ain't going to be there. And you get that out early. But if you flake on me for an appointment, I've had situations where something I completely forgot or whatever, I'm still apologizing to these people, because that's like a big no-no. But these people just don't seem to care. And I don't know if I know when they're making good money, like a lot of contractors, when they're making good money, they don't care because they're getting paid, they're busy or whatever. But when times are tough, it's a different tune. And I don't have a short memory when it comes to that stuff. You leave me dangling, we're done. But as you may have the same experience, maybe not. I just find now that if I have an appointment with anyone, specifically when they're younger than I am, which is everybody, I got to keep on them about the appointment. And things happen. People can't make it sometimes, but who knows? I don't know why they don't make it, but I get a hold of them ahead of time, a couple days prior, whatever the case is. Especially now with texting, it's so easy. Text them, hey, we still on for that. At least you find out if they're going to leave you hanging, or you wake them back up to open their schedule book. Oh yeah, I do have an appointment. Get them back in the game again. It drives me up a wall. Yeah, love you, God bless.